Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice this evening. Amitabha Buddha's emanation, Padma Kumara. Sumo, Tanzan Katso, Tutan Siddhi, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma tutors, and temple and center directors, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? These are greetings in different languages.
Aisteru Sharange Hola amigo Te quiero mucho Sukoyin Ichiba Kimochi Yumi Yapi Pirin Pirin Konbanwa.
Today we practice Padma Kumara, deity yoga, the same as Guru Yoga. I especially emphasized that Padma Kumara was emanated by Amitabha Buddha. Like when we often talk about origin of the five Dhyani Buddhas, the Vairocana Buddha, Buddha Lokana, Amitabha Buddha, and next is Padma Kumara. Those are the origin. The five Dhyani Buddhas represent the five different kinds of wisdoms. The wisdom of the Dharma nature, the mirror-like perfect wisdom, wisdom of equality, wisdom of marvelous observation. I couldn't hear what you were saying. The wisdom of accomplishing everything. Yeah, I didn't hear clearly what you were saying. So these five wisdoms these five wisdoms were basically emanated by Vairocana Buddha. It's just that they divided that so that each Buddha represents one wisdom, but actually each Buddha has all these five wisdoms. Like Padma Kumbhara, Padma Sambhava, were all emanated by Amitabha Buddha. So Padmasambhava and Padmakumara both were emanated by Amitabha Buddha. So there is no difference. There's no difference between the two. Like Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and Mahastama-prapta Bodhisattva. The two bodhisattvas of the Pure Land Trinity. So Amitabha Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and Mahastama-prapta Bodhisattva. So, during the great virtue king, Tawi the king, they were also Padmakumaras. That Avalokitesvara and Mahastama-prapta were both Padmakumaras. Very few people know about this. So therefore, many bodhisattvas were emanations or the same as Padmakumara. So why are they called youth or children? That represent purity. Because we know a newborn baby does not know about anything, and because of that, of course, they are pure. Once you know something, then you know more. You're not pure anymore. That's why someone asked me to expound on the sutra of Tao Te Ching, the Tao Te Ching Sutra of Lao Tzu. But actually, Tao Te Ching is about not knowing anything. At that time, Lao Tzu believed or emphasized that people under the heaven know nothing. So they just work, starting at sunrise and rest at sundown, and just live this ways every day, then we would have peace on earth. So, I'm not talking about the wisdom of the Buddha, okay? But to let human beings not to have any knowledge, that a human only knows to work at sunrise and to rest at sundown, then there would be no problems whatsoever. So, because human beings have knowledge, that's why they create problem in this Saha world. In the Bible, when God created humans, in the book of Genesis, God created two people. First was Adam, was made from clay, and God blew his breath on it, and a man was created. And then he took a rib bone the rib bone and blew breath on it, and it became a woman. And they did not know anything. They were both naked in the Garden of Eden, which is paradise on heaven, very happy. And a demon transformed into a snake and told them to eat a kind of fruit. What was the fruit? Apple. An apple, I think. And as soon as they ate, they had the knowledge. So they felt that being naked is shameful. So they covered their private parts with leaves. But if you don't know anything, then there would be peace on earth. But if you know everything, that would be very troublesome. That's why the advanced technology has some benefits, some advantages, but also has disadvantages. When you have no knowledge, wouldn't that be good? If you don't have knowledge of the atomic bombs, then we will not have atomic bombs. If you don't have the knowledge for nuclear bombs, then we will not have nuclear bombs. Similarly, for any bombs or bullets. So, when you're angry, you just box each other. Just do boxing. Then not very many people will die. So, I advocate the same thing as Lao Tzu. Just let people on earth be ignorant. Don't let them be too smart. Because when they are too smart, they start to create problems. To make everybody be honest, be earnest, only then we would have unity on earth. So, my view is, of course, I have no such ability, but I'm just dreaming that there is no military in any countries, no military personnel, that all national securities are deleted, dispatched, dispersed. So even so, without any military, but we still need some police to keep the rules. But actually, when everybody is at peace, everybody is right, then we don't even need police or police force. Only this way that we will have a unity on earth. Otherwise, the philosophy of Confucius and Lao Tzu will never be realized. So the most important part of Lao Tzu's philosophy is one point, is this. And Confucius' philosophy is that we are for the world, and the unity on earth is also impossible to apply, to realize. If everybody is the same and just live our lives simply and easily, that would be good. 5,000 years ago in China, the great gods that descended upon China then, one was the clan of Fuxi, the one who drew the Bagua or 8 trigrams. It's the book of changes, which is the 8 trigrams. That's the phenomena of nature, the 8 trigrams. You know, heaven, earth, lake, water, whatever. And the second one is the clan of Niwo, who created human beings. And then the clan of Shen Nong, who taught people to farm, agriculture. And about herbal medicine. That's Shen Nong. And then the clan of Yu Cao to teach about buildings for residences. That's Yu Cao. And the clan of Zhuren, how to make fire, to cook food. And the clan of Xianyan is to do management, how to manage people's lives so that they are all content in their lives. So the Chinese are called the descendants of Yan Huangzi. Yan refers to Shen Nong. Huang refers to Xianyan, which is the Huangdi, Yellow Emperor. So it's the clan who manage all human beings. So politics should be the management of all people. So the Chinese people are the descendants of and in Taiwan we have the Emperor Temple, which is the Xianyan Temple, a clan of the Xianyan clan. We should all remember that all Chinese are the descendant of Yan Huang, which is of the Yellow Emperor and Shen Nong. And these are all very good to teach people to be good. And then all of a sudden, 2 bad ones appeared. And one was the clan of Gong Gong. The next one was the clan of Ciyou. So Ciyou went into wars with Tze clan. So in the ancient times there were wars already because Tze clan wanted to manage and Shen Yan clan was managing too. So, and then later on, Golden Mother dispatched her disciple, Jiu Tian Xuan Yi, to descend and taught the Shen Yan clan about compass. Because the Tze clan was incredible and could create myths to confuse us. So the Shen Yan was taught compass. So they escaped and ran away to Korea. So the Koreans were descendants of the Tze clan. This was an ancient history. It seems to be destined. That any competitiveness or conflicts is not good. So that's why Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching primarily talks about non-competition or no contention. That's why the soft wins over the strong. So if you're soft and gentle, you will last. But if you're too strong and stiff, then you will break. So Lao Tzu teaches us to be like water. Just like water. What is water? Water just flows. Flows wherever, lives wherever it flows. You can adapt. Water also adapts. If you give something round around it, it becomes round. And then if you place it in a square place, it becomes square. Water can flow here and there and at ease and with self-mastery. So Lao Tzu also talks about self-mastery. So being like water is self-mastery. Therefore, Lao Tzu's philosophy is very expansive. Very expansive. So, Padma Kumara or lotus youth, the youth symbolizes purity. So we first purify ourselves and then teach others to be purified, and that would be a bodhisattva. Lotus in the Saha world, lotus is pure, even coming out from mud. We often say that lotus blooms out of the mud and it is pure, yet it is very pure. And that is youth. So today we are talking about Padma Kumara or lotus youth. And I thought of some ancient history, the greatest beings of the past, the one who invented compass, fireworks, papers, printings. it's not good to create the what's it called? The like gunpowder, you know, gunpowder. That's not good, and that now becomes like nuclear bombs. And they also invented soy milk. But as a youth, as a child, you don't know anything. You rest when you're tired. And when they gain their spirit back, then they live very happily. That's what a child is like. Let me share a joke.
有一只很渴的乌鸦，终于找到了一个装了水的瓶子。
A very thirsty crow found water inside a bottle, but the water is not very tall. So with his beak, he still could not reach the water. And the crow was very smart. So he flew to the riverside and took a stone and threw it inside the bottle. So the crow was very smart. So he flew back and forth and picked a stone and dropped it into the bottle. And the water kept rising. So finally he could touch the water after flying back and forth for over a dozen times. Finally, he got some water, some drink, and all of a sudden it realized to him he had been flying to the river. See, you're too smart and you're being tricked by your own smartness. So it's the same as what I talked about earlier. People nowadays are too smart for themselves, for their own goods. They are too smart for their own goods. That's why Lao Tzu advocates that human beings should not be too smart. Because when there is cleverness, there would be forgery. Like thieves and pickpockets or robbers, they're all very clever. So if you are dumb, then you can do great things. So if you have too much knowledge, sometimes it doesn't do good. Some things are very frustrating. If you're late for 1 minute, it's considered late. But if you work overtime 1 minute, it's not considered overtime. And it's frustrating for some people. If they eat one more mouthful, they would become fat. But if they eat one mouthful less, they don't lose weight. We should ask Master Hui Jun, who's always trying to lose weight. When we were in Taiwan, every time we were invited for dinner, she just called for a bowl of soup because she wanted to lose weight. But take a look at her. Has she lost weight? Because she ate the food of everybody around her. that didn't get finished. In class, the teacher said, when you grow up, you should be the elite, the cream of the crop of the society. Yeah, I often said that when you grow up, you should be the pillars of the societies, that children are the future masters of the world. And Xiao Zhu asked the teacher, what is the cream of the crop of the society? And the teacher said that when you filter a mass of people and then filter them again and filter them again, and Xiaoming said, then wouldn't that be a drag of the society? Now we'll get to the main topic. Question from Taiwan, Lianhua Menghua. Wholeheartedly, Homage to Grandmaster, thank you for your advice. I am Lianhua Menghua. I know you. You don't have to emphasize again. One, on May 15th, during the Mahasri Homa, Grandmaster mentioned that Kalachakra warned disciples not to accumulate wealth. So what kind of wealth accumulation is considered overboard? Accumulating wealth is like this. One time, Sakyamuni Buddha has said there is a precept during the Buddha's era, the era of the upper court, that ordained monastics should not keep any wealth other than what they use. However, at that time in India, if you're a spiritual cultivator, you can only go for alms begging. You cannot touch any money. Then, if you don't touch any money, you will not accumulate wealth. But nowadays it's different. And nowadays, if you go buy anything or anything needs money. You get on a bus, you have to pay. If you have no money, you cannot get on a bus. You cannot ride on a bus. So it should just be appropriate. What is overboard? What do you think? It's very hard to set the standard. In today's society, we need money for all daily lives, everything. But back then, in the precepts, the Buddha viewed money as poisonous snake that would create greed in people. And if you have greed, then it's impossible for you to be pure. Therefore, there was a rule not to accumulate any wealth. And Kalachakra also told me not to accumulate wealth. Told me not to accumulate wealth, not telling you. And she asked, if you are if you already have wealth and you want more, and you are wasteful, then that's overboard. But if you have no greed, and then you donate the leftover money that you don't use, then that's acts of giving. It's not considered accumulating wealth. So we need to balance what is over and what is under. So as a monastic, we should be in between lacking and indulgence or too much. So you cannot be lacking anything, but you cannot be so rich and accumulate so much wealth. So you just have enough for yourself. That would be fine. So over accumulation of wealth, then you would become indulgent and luxurious and wasteful, and then you become greedier and greedier and greedier, and that would be good. That would not be good. The second question, during the Dharma practice, during the visualization of oneness, I enter and enter me, it means that our own clear light radiance merges with the ocean of light. So at the dying moment, should our heart also radiate light before we merge into the ocean of light before being reborn into the Buddha verses? And how do we maintain the clear light radiance in our heart? And yet I found that by practicing the two Buddha Tantric Dharma and chanting sutra and mantra, we can attain the clear light radiance. And one time I read an article about the Dharma practice of light accumulation, and we can generate clear light radiance in the heart. And one time I dreamt of Grandmaster asking me, do you chant the Golden Light Sutra? And I said yes. And Grandmaster told me that by chanting the Golden Light Sutra, you will also have luminosity on your body, and you would be able to be reborn in the Buddha verses. That's the first time I heard that. There are two kinds of clear light radiance. The so-called mirror-like mind refers to the clear light radiance, because a mirror can reflect everything. Like in Zen Buddhism, it talks about the first verse by Shen Xiu wrote this verse. The body is the body tree, and the mind is the mirror stand, mirror on a stand. Be diligent in cleaning the mirror, so that dust does not stay on it. That's what it meant. So if the mind is like a mirror, it can reflect everything. So that's the inner clear light radiance. And the outer clear light radiance is because of the tumu, or inner fire practice in Tantrayana. The inner fire is light. The light drops is also light. When the 5 chakras open, when the central channel is open and flowing, I mean, it's then it would be called the luminous channel of the wind. So when your central channel is open, then naturally it would emit clear light radiance. When your 5 chakras open, the brow chakra, heart, throat chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, and secret chakra open, then it would also generate light. I will talk about this in the great Dharma of rainbow light transformation that would be transmitted in Taiwan, and I will talk about it in greater details. So the rainbow light transformation Dharma practice is because in the practice, the inner practice of Tantrayana, you open the 5 chakras and would generate light, and then you accumulate, you gather this light and to emit it through the skin pores. This is called clear light radiance. And in Zen Buddhism, it's like a mirror-like mind that can reflect upon everything. So the first kind of clear light radiance is that your mind or your heart mind will radiate light. Why? Because your mind is like a mirror on a stand. If you're purified, naturally you would have light on you. Last week we had someone from Las Vegas who just took refuge, came here with the whole family, and she said that behind Grandmaster there's a golden light. She has said it, right? That is because you're pure. That's why you have clear light radiance. You never think of anything filthy or dirty or bad things. Nothing, none of those. So you have pure mind to do pure things. That's also written in the Vimalakirti Sutra. So you use pure mind to do pure things. So what is the key point of the Vimalakirti Sutra? So when the mind is pure, the Buddha verse is pure. When your mind is pure, whatever you see is pure. When your mind is contaminated, whatever you see is also contaminated. It's in here. Inside the Vimalakirti Sutra, one of the key points is that when the mind is pure, everything is pure. Because whatever you do, you don't keep it in your mind, on your mind. So there are many dharma in Tantrayana that are all excellent if you do it with pure mind, heart. Like if you accumulate wealth for charity, then that's not called accumulating wealth. Although you're accumulating wealth, but what is it for? If you use it for givings and charity, then that is pure. So wealth accumulation is not wealth accumulation. So there are the so-called giving dharma, giving wealth, giving fearlessness. And the key here is on giving dharma. If you can transmit Buddha Dharma, it's the same as you are transferring your light, yourself pure, and then teaching others to become pure, and to teach or transmit Buddha Dharma to others. That's one of the key points. So there are two kinds of lights. One is you yourself are pure like a mirror, that your heart mind is like a mirror, and the dust are the pollutants that we should cleanse. The same with Buddha nature. Everybody has Buddha nature. However, all the contaminations outside make your Buddha nature disappear. Actually, your Buddha nature was not given by the Buddha, but you intrinsically have it inside you, and the Buddha nature is pure. However, all the worldly contaminants enshroud or cover your Buddha nature. Once you cleanse all the enshroudments, then Buddha nature, which is the same as self-nature, will manifest, and then you're pure. And that is purity. So the difference of the clear light radiance is you have inner light. Once you have this attainment, you would become the light of the universe. You don't need to intentionally merge into it. That the universe, the light of the universe will merge naturally with you. So either I enter or enter me to become one. So that's the different kinds of light. So if you accumulate wealth but for charity, then that's not considered accumulating wealth. The 5-year-old nephew came to me and asked, "Uncle, when a man and a woman sleep together, would we get pregnant?" And the nephew said, "Oh no. For the afternoon nap, the teacher asked me to sleep with another girl on the same bed." And the uncle was teasing the nephew, "So you would have a baby then, aren't you happy?" And he replied, "But my parents are working all day, and both of us are in the kindergarten, so who would take care of the baby then?" It's best not to know. Very innocent like that. Today I went on a blind date. As soon as I sat down, I saw this woman place the master's degree certificate on the table. So I put the titles of 3 properties on the table. And she was very competitive, and she placed 2 expensive car keys on the table. And then I put my diving certificate on the table too. And the woman was dumbfounded, and I was thinking, "You're trying to compete with me?" My work is to create all these fake certificates. That's why when you have crude wisdom, then you can do big things. So if you're too smart, then you would create fake things. Oh, sorry. So if you have cleverness, then you start to fake it. Also, if you're too smart, then there would be many thieves and robberies. Someone asked the great master, I want to know my future. And he said, sure, close your eyes. So I quickly closed my eyes and said, it's dark, I don't see anything. And the great master replied, that's your future. Pure darkness. It's all darkness in the world right now, really. It's the same as the capital of the Xinjiang province, Urumqi. But in Taiwanese, it's like pure darkness. The world, there's no light in this world. So someone lit a candle in the daytime and walk on the street, and someone asked him, why do you lit a candle in the daytime? Because the society is dark. Okay, now we will talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra. Wisdom accumulating bodhisattva. We just talked about wisdom earlier, but this wisdom is different from the knowledge of the world. This wisdom talks about the wisdom of the Tathagata, which is prajna. So we say boye, sometimes some people say pecha, which also represents wisdom. So the guru, wise with wisdom, Om means the universe. The wise guru, Padmasambhava. Om Guru Len Sen Siddhi Hom. Om Pecha Guru Benma Siddhi Hom. Benma Guru Len Sen Siddhi Hom. Om Pecha Benma Guru Siddhi Hom. So Padma means lotus born and perfect. So wisdom accumulating bodhisattva. He comprehends the wisdom of the Buddha, and he gathered all the wisdom. And this bodhisattva would be the wisdom accumulating bodhisattva. So his wisdom is like the huge torch. And they all gathered together, becoming a huge bonfire, radiating light everywhere upon the world. And his name would be called Wisdom Accumulating Bodhisattva. The next one is Precious Victory Bodhisattva, What is precious? Buddha Dharma, or treasure. Buddha Dharma is treasure. Dharma is treasure. Using Buddha's teaching to teach sentient beings is the most victorious thing. Therefore, there are three kinds of acts of giving. One is giving wealth, giving Dharma, and giving fearlessness. We often talk about this. We often say that giving Dharma is better than giving wealth. When you teach Dharma to sentient beings, it's superior over giving money to them. Of course, the Buddha Dharma would be superior. So this is called wisdom, a precious victory bodhisattva. So when you use Buddha Dharma to teach sentient beings, that's the most victorious, superior to giving wealth, because that is giving Dharma. So that's the precious victory bodhisattva. What is the celestial king bodhisattva? This character, Tian, for us there's also a meaning which is purity. Because the sky is the purest. Although sometimes there are clouds in it, mists in it, and sometimes there are other things appearing there. However, it is pure nonetheless, because the original sky is a clear blue sky. Every day the sky is blue. Asking me not to think of her is hard, but the innocent child is still asking, why? Your eyes are sweating. Saying that every day the sky is blue refers to purity. Clear blue sky every day, that's purity. So the celestial king bodhisattva is pure, with no contaminants or defilements whatsoever. Then that would be celestial king. The bodhisattva is pure, just like the sky, without any defilements or contaminants. That is the celestial king bodhisattva, or sky king bodhisattva. I will go through this faster. I sang. Yeah, the sky is blue, it's purified. So even the longing and the love eventually becomes empty. So every day you're pure, the rest is just part of the process. That's the Sky King Bodhisattva. The next one is the Mara Destroyer Bodhisattva. We cannot say that the evil Mara Bodhisattva. It means that this Bodhisattva can subdue or defeat all the deviant followers and demons. Like when Guru Padmasambhava about to enter Tibet, all the way he subdued all the, like the evil ghosts and yaksas, monsters, demons, to subdue them and transform them to become protectors and supporters of Buddha Dharma. Then he would be the Mara destroyer Bodhisattva. When Guru Padmasambhava was about to enter Tibet, or after entering Tibet, he encountered Vajrakilaya, which is the head of the cemeteries, and transformed him to become Dharma protector. He also encountered the 5 longevity goddesses, and at that time they were not called longevity goddesses. They did evil things, and they were subdued by Guru Padmasambhava, and later on they support and help Buddha Dharma, and they became the 5 longevity goddesses. Many of them that were subdued and transformed by Guru Padmasambhava. So that was Mara destroy Bodhisattva. The next one is lightning virtue Bodhisattva. What is that? This lightning is not about electricity or power company, of the power company. It's not that. It's not about electricity, because at such time they had not invented electricity then. So of course we did not have speakers and such things. Yet when he spoke the Dharma, so many people could hear him. Could hear it. That's quite incredible. So this refers to lightning. So in the Vajra Sutra it states that everything is like a dew, like a lightning, because the dews disappear immediately when the sun rises, and the same with the lightning. A flash of lightning, and it disappears, which means it's very swift, very quick. So lightning virtue Bodhisattva can make all the merit to appear very fast. It's not that you're being electrocuted. It's not about electricity. It means it's very fast, so that you can generate merit right away. So most people will not explain it, only Grandmaster does. Most people would just chant the names. Equal view Bodhisattva, unequal Bodhisattva, equal and unequal view Bodhisattva, meditation self-mastery Bodhisattva, Dharma self-mastery, and then ... and nobody would explain them one by one. And then lightning merit Bodhisattva, being electrocuted, and then he gained the way. He attained the way. No, not that way. So that he could swiftly or quickly let you gain merit. Now you understand why use this name lightning. At that time, there was no electricity, so it's like what's stated in the Vajra Sutra. Everything conditioned is like the dew, like the lightning. But 2,600 years ago, there was no electricity. Think about it. There was no toothbrush even. That's why they chewed on woods. They have toothpick, and that's called brushing your teeth. So they pick their teeth. It's called like teeth sticks. And Sakyamuni Buddha stated a kind of wood specifically for brushing your teeth, not just any wood or a branch. That's not the case. So that's lightning merit bodhisattva. So today we have talked about wisdom accumulating bodhisattva, the one who has accumulated the wisdom of the Buddha. And precious victory bodhisattva use the most victorious way, which is the Dharma treasure. And Sky King bodhisattva, who is completely pure like a king, which is with authority. And so everything is pure. That's the Sky King bodhisattva. Mara destroy bodhisattva is a bodhisattva that can subdue all the Mara deviants and deviant followers. And lightning merit bodhisattva is a bodhisattva that can quickly let you attain all the merit. Mental patient asked the psychiatrist, why did fly? I mean, why did how could the frog fly? And the psychiatrist said, I don't know, because. And the patient replied, oh, because he ate a miraculous pill. And then the patient asked again, how about a snake? How can a snake fly? And the doctor just followed earlier. Oh, because the snake ate a miraculous pill. No. Because the snake ate the frog. And the patient asked again, how come an eagle can fly? And then the doctor said, oh, because the eagle ate the snake. And then the patient laughed really loudly and said, are you mad? The eagles can fly. Don't you know the eagles fly? And then the doctor said, okay, that's it. I want to lie down. So talking to a crazy person, what can you say? There's no need to talk to them. In this world, there are really too many mentally ill people, mentally deranged people. I personally find that more or less people are mentally ill. Every one of us. Every one of us have problems with our mental. They all have issues, but it's just that they haven't gone out of the range. Think about it. Those who occupy the highest positions, leaders of nations. Of all different countries, those in the first leadership positions, don't you think they're all mad? Look at Biden after he gave a speech, and then he shook the air. Did you see it on the television? He shook the air. He thought there were people next to him. See? Don't you think he had problem in his brain? Why did he shake the hand of an air? Grandmaster will not shake hands. Here and there. That would be problematic. That's just one small example. Things that should work, they cannot think it through. Those on the high positions, things that should just work, all of a sudden they get blocked. Things that can work smoothly become blocked. They can be pure, but they don't want to, and instead they make everything so dirty and filthy. That's all. Om Mani Padme Hum.